Hello everyone, I hope you are well on a Sunday afternoon. I'm going to share some important information with you I think you need to know about. And towards the end, I will have a very encouraging verse to share, so stay tuned. But first, I've been noticing a trend in the news, and not just here locally where I live, but nationally. And you may want to, at least late at night, avoid amusement parks and fairs because holy crap. I mean, every time I turn around, I'm reading about some disruption, unrest, brawls, fights taking place, gunshots taking place at fairs and amusement parks. Now, I know it was a different time. When I was a younger person, and we would go to these fairs, like Six Flags over Georgia or the local fairs, and we would, they'd go into the night. And we didn't even think about stuff like we were just having a good time, seeing our friends, making new friends. We didn't think about the possibility of a brawl, or gunfire. Police descending on the scene within a moment's notice, ready for anything, almost expecting trouble. I think it's just a sign of the times, a breakdown of our society in general. It's just unraveling every day. That's my opinion. Some places that I hear about as far as the violence in these places are Western Idaho. What's going on in Western Idaho? Amusement parks, and also in California. I forget where, I believe it was Southern California somewhere. And Minnesota was the latest one I heard about, like the other day. They had to close, said they had to close early at 10:30. Don't know how late it was going to stay open, but 10:30 p.m. was early to them, I guess, to close. But there were gunfire, there were shots fired, and people panicked, and there was a fight, a brawl ensued, people running out of the exits, cops all over the place. It's kind of sad. It really is kind of sad. Europe is on the brink. I'm reading a couple of articles. These were from Zero Hedge, but it's talking about how, and you may have seen this, but yesterday, over 70,000, estimated 70,000 Czechoslovakian citizens were in the streets protesting. Now, they were right in the square of the capital, protesting against the ruling coalition. And their main message, they're pissed off because of the high energy costs and the inflation in general, but they were also urging the rulers in charge to take a more neutral stance in the Ukraine-Russia war, because so far they've been leaning more towards NATO, taking NATO's side, which Russia is countering with cutting off the natural gas. So they're worried, winter's coming around the corner, they're going to freeze, like much of Europe might, so estimated 70,000, there were estimates as high as 100,000 people in the streets. I tell you, this is nothing compared to what's coming if this doesn't get better. But they were protesting the government and urging them to solve these energy issues, specifically electricity and natural gas. So this, again, was a massive demonstration, all right? I think what we're seeing, and you're hearing about more across Europe, and this is building up, and and this kind of demonstration could spread, and other places in Europe, you could see the similar, or more. I think we're going to see an emerging political instability all across Europe, and I've already heard, I was reading earlier, or just a while ago, about, I believe, Germany and maybe Sweden, I believe. The governments are talking about doing, I don't know if you could call it a stimulus, but passing these laws to help either citizens and or the electricity, the power companies, and help try to fix this. But we know what stimuluses will do. We know what that does to the economy as well. So that doesn't sound like a positive fix to me. It may be a sugar high temporarily, but we know what it did to the economy here, or at least contributed to the inflation that we're just seeing every day here. But I believe this is an emerging European crisis. It's just getting more, it's getting worse every day. The people are fed up. The people see what's coming down the railroad, and they should. Maybe more are waking up. It sounds like they are. But you could see mass unrest all across the continent, or across that part of Europe. Make no mistake, I really believe that this could come here. Now, it may not be in everywhere, but especially, I believe it's going to be a very interesting time between now and up to the midterms, November, and even beyond, all the way to the new year. We could see very interesting times here, right here in the United States and North America, even Canada. Europeans are also being warned of unprecedented power failures this winter. So it looks to be a colder and darker winter coming up. They're saying that production can't keep up with the demand. I'm sure the ruling class has power, or they have a plan to have power if it goes out. They better work on having a hiding place. This thing keeps going, and more people over there are waking up. Now, over here, I think we're still asleep as a whole, for the most part. You and I are not asleep, okay? But I would say, I don't know, I'd venture to guess 80%, I'd say 75, 80% are asleep, maybe higher than that. But don't be surprised to see this kind of thing here. Now, it's just hard to predict, but you could see some unrest here if, especially if you start seeing power bills $1,000. Yeah, you're gonna see some stuff. All right, but Europe could be a cautionary tale for us here. It really could, and it looks like it's developing into that. It really does. Stock up on your holiday food, not just your staples around year round. Top those off, man. But if you're hosting, if you're planning on hosting Thanksgiving, Christmas, you better get on it. You better have it. You either have it, and if you don't have it now, go and get it. I was reading a report about how turkey is going to be at record level high prices this fall and winter. So your holiday food, baking items, your winter staple food items, things you can make, cook ourselves. I've been noticing some things that are low on the shelf lately in our shopping over the last weekend, over the last week or so. Interestingly, not all bottled water, but especially the 1 gallon water jugs, very low in almost every store I've been to, all the big stores, even the smaller ones. So that's weird. The 1 gallon water jugs, either low or out. On the other, produce, and we don't buy a lot of produce. We rely, a lot of the produce we eat, we grow. Of course, we didn't have as much this spring and summer, but we don't buy a whole lot of produce out of the grocery stores. But I've been noticing that it's just bad. The quality's bad. A lot worse than it usually is. The quality is not good. It goes bad quickly, and it costs double. Costs way higher than it did even 6 months ago, even 3 months ago. So I want to know if you're seeing that as well, especially with produce. Other things I'm noticing low, and it could be just sign of the times. It could be, towards the end of last month, first of this month, holiday. But baking items, your sugar, flour, things, items like that, things that you're baking with. Maybe people are starting to stock up for the holidays. They should be. Local would probably be better if you have a local folks that are selling produce or farmers markets. It may be a tad higher in price, but it's probably better quality, most likely, especially something like tomatoes. All right. Good, encouraging verse for today is, well, several verses. This is from Matthew. Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 through 30 says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Probably find yourself worrying about a lot of things. Family, the world, this country, financial issues, and employment, transportation, you name it, illness, health. But we have Jesus, and he's always there. He never changes, never will. Always there for us. Put all of your worries, all of your shortcomings, all of your weaknesses, put them right there at his feet. He will take it. He will take it for you. He does. Just lay them all right there at the cross, foot of the cross, and you'll feel better. I promise. So let's keep that in mind. Let's keep praying and share your thoughts. God bless you. I'll see you soon.